Hey everyone, we're gonna take a look at and fix Sakura's animation. This is just a rig I customized. I just changed the colors just to make it look more like Sakura. I found one of the worst offenses was crouching medium punch. I mentioned here in the previous video that basically the arc of this looks wrong. So basically the arm popping out like that and the wrist turning so much, like on this side here. And then coming around and over, only to go into this position here and then bend backwards or twist even more, but then end up going back into this fist position as you see at the end here, right? This end pose looks weird, like she's not sure what she's doing. And I understand this is like a strike to go down, and this hits, right? So that's why it doesn't follow through, whatnot. Generally, overall, I feel Sakura, she's meant to be sort of a amateur and basically have no actual technique in her normals and attacks, which comes across, but I think with a little tweak to certain actions and arcs, it doesn't have a lot of power. And I understand she's not a strong character like, you know, Zangief for other characters that know martial arts like Ryu, but you still have to sell that she's trying to hurt the opponent, right? And I feel like that's the issue with most of her animation. It doesn't look like she's intending to hurt you. So I like to overextend and then pull back. Generally in animation, it's always better to hyperextend first and then to dial it back than to push it later. Awesome, so we have this so far. What do you think, guys? Looks pretty good, right? Pretty close enough. Let's give her more range. Let's be cheap. Let's give Sakura's Crush Medium Punch more range. Because you can do that in animation. They can fix it with hitboxes, right? They'll just do that. I didn't like her in SF4 as much because I like this idea. This is just executed badly with poor in-betweens. Okay? So, and I find some of the keyframes are off. And I understand the intent thematically, but it doesn't sell and make people think, oh wow, that looks so good. You know what I mean? So let's say the hit is like here. So let's say that's the hit frame. And you have to, it helps to do sound effects too, because you got to see it how you feel it, right? Spacing. So this is a little quick lesson about timing and spacing. So you'll hear that a lot from animators. Timing is how long something takes to happen. Spacing is what happens in those frames. Okay? Because you can have the same. You can have this pose, and then the end pose be this, right? Let's say 6 frames is the whole thing. So from frame 1 to 6, it gets to here, and then from this pose to that pose, right? Spacing is what you do in between. So like, do you hold this pose for like 4 frames, and then 2 frames it goes like pow, right? Do you put like a big bend like this in between it? That sort of thing. If anyone wants any tools that I use, please ask me in the comments or on Twitch or whatever. I'm happy to share my tool set. They're free tools. The rig pack I have costs $30. It's a really good pack. I highly recommend it if you're an animator or wanting to try it out animation. They have different body types and all that, so it's definitely a recommendation.